Man. What a fight did we just see, man. I'm already going to say that's one of the early candidates for fight of the year. Robert the Ghost Guerrero versus Keith One-Time Thurman. Man, that was an amazing fight. I'm pretty disappointed that I wasn't able to cover that fight live in Vegas, but hey, it happens sometimes. But man, that was an amazing fight. Even though Robert Guerrero, I gave him 2, maybe 3 rounds at most, but he fought very hard, very impressive. He threw a lot of hard shots. He took a lot of hard shots. He went down. I mean, I honestly don't even remember what round he went down in because I just stopped trying to analyze and cover the fight. I just watched it as as a fan, because I was enjoying it so much. It was a brutal war. I enjoyed it very, very much, as I'm sure all of you did. Honestly, wouldn't mind seeing a rematch, but at the end of the day, it probably won't likely happen because in the end, it was a clear, unanimous decision victory for Keith Thurman. But just man, what a great fight! And onto the way the PBC card looked in general, it looked not the PBC card, but the outlook of how the arena looked and the walking out to the ring, the way all the setup. I like the big screen that hangs down. It kind of reminded me of a wrestling pay-per-view. It'll be nice to see if they can actually add their own entrance theme music, the way they do for on HBO and Showtime. But it will seem more like a kind of wrestling feel. I'm a wrestling fan, been one my whole life. But how they walk down to the ring and just with their own entrance music. HBO and Showtime, I've done that for years, but I think PBC it'll be a great addition if PBC did that as well. So but I saw a lot of people online on social media complaining about the way it looks, saying it was too bright and stuff. People are just gonna complain about anything and everything. But I thought the setup looked great, and I think it's just only gonna improve and get better as they continue to get more experience. Same comment pretty much on the commentary. I enjoyed it very much, but I saw a lot of people complaining about it. I've been listening to Marv Albert call basketball games all my life. So, I mean, it was pretty. I enjoyed it a lot hearing him do commentary for my second favorite sport. So this was the first time he did it for boxing in 30 years. So rust is expected, and as a lot of people pointed out that he was kind of rusty, but I expect for him to improve greatly. He's one of the best of all time. I even heard Dan Raphael. Well, I saw Dan Raphael tweet that this dude is really legit when it comes to boxing. So I just look forward to him improving. I really enjoy Sugar Ray Leonard's intake. I enjoy Layla Ali. I enjoy BJ Flores. I enjoyed this whole card overall. It's very, very, very entertaining. Now on to the Broner and the Molina fight. Now that fight was complete opposite of the Thurman and Guerrero fight. It actually put me to sleep, to be honest. It was close to putting me to sleep. It was pretty boring, the whole time. The whole build up to this camp, Molina was talking all this trash, I guess I'll call it, that how he was just gonna walk Broner down, he was gonna come out swinging, he wasn't gonna try to box at all. But the guy, he didn't even really throw any punches, man. I was expecting for that fight to be a war as well. I was expecting both fights on the card to be a war, but it only turned out that the fight with Thurman and Guerrero was that, and the one with Broner and Molina was the complete opposite. I honestly don't care to see John Molina anymore. He's lost 3 straight fights. He had the biggest opportunity of his career. He was talking all that stuff, and he didn't back it up, not even a little bit. So I really don't care to see that dude anymore. But I am looking forward to more PBC cards. Oh, and yeah, Broner, he pulled another Broner. He made his comment about the Africans can't get it, Mexicans can't get it. And of course, the guy that was interviewing him, I believe his name is Kenny Rice, he pulled away right when he said that the Mexicans can get it. But this time around, I didn't really see that much backblow on social media. So I guess people were just expecting it. But Broner took a lot of flack. He was even suspended by one of the sanctioning bodies when he said it originally on the when he was on the Mayweather Maidana 1 undercard. He took a lot of flack for that, so we'll have to see if he'll take flack for it again. I honestly don't see why he would. I don't see it why it's a big deal. I mean, you don't see any Africans complaining about it, but let me just stay away from that because You know how people get when race is brought up, but I honestly don't think it's a big deal. But overall, PBC enjoyed it a lot. As like right now, as I'm talking, I'm watching the Mares fight, and so let's see what PBC brings up next. Next week, I will be at the next PBC card, which is Porter Lopez and Porter. No, I'm sorry, Berto Lopez and Porter Garcia. So I'm expecting those two fights to be pretty entertaining as well. So you guys do me a big favor, take your time to subscribe, check out my channel. I'm gonna do my best to try to get a hold of Keith Thurman next week, get you an interview, get an interview for you guys, and hopefully I'm successful with that. But in the meantime, you guys check out my channel. I got tons of interviews. I got an interview that I did last week with Freddie Roach, just getting pretty big in views and such, where he gave his prediction for the fight with Floyd Mayweather. I got tons of footage. Like if this is your first time coming to my channel, I got interviews with Roger Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard, who's commentating tonight. You can also go check out my work on courtsideaccess.com, where I have interviews with Layla Ali, Chris Paul, just anybody you can think of in the boxing world. I've interviewed them. So yeah, once again, HoopJab Basketball Boxing, do me a big favor and subscribe. Peace out. Sorry about that. I'm going to add this part onto the video. I wasn't thinking straight because I completely forgot to mention what's possibly next for the guys, all the guys involved in the first PBC card. So we all know Keith Thurman was victorious via unanimous decision. So most people are going to think, what's next for him? What's next for Keith Thurman? What's possibly next? Possibly a Maidana fight. A fight with Maidana. But then again, I'm not too sure about that because I don't know if they would want to see Maidana take 3 straight losses, because I'm pretty sure Keith Thurman will be favored in that fight. So Maidana might get a few gimmies, a few tune-ups before they throw him in there with Thurman. I also wanted to mention Maidana for Broner as well, but the same thing, because even though I don't think Broner would be favored in that fight, it's still a pretty big fight to come right out the gate out of when you're on when you're taking 2 losses. And Maidana, he's a pretty big name now after fighting Floyd Mayweather twice. Even though he lost clearly both times, he's built a huge fan base and gotten a lot of respect. So we'll just have to see. But some other names, I can't really think of any. I'd really like to see Thurman fight Bradley, but that's out of the cards. I'd like to see Broner fight Terrence Crawford, but that's out of the cards. Actually, we don't even know what weight Broner might fight at next, because the guy couldn't make 140. So, but then again, he wasn't ready for 147. I still don't think he is now. So we'll just have to see. Tell me what you think. So I'm just trying to think logically of who they would match them up with next. I mean, because it's easy to say we all want to see Broner, Danny Garcia, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. I hope it does though. But yeah, so let me know who you would like to see these guys fight next. And once again, do me a favor and subscribe, share this video, like the comments. You could go check out my Twitter page, HoopJab, Facebook page, HoopJab. You can add me on Facebook. Most of you guys know me already, Neil Anthony Johnson. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or want to know about any fights or anything, you can hit me up on any of those platforms and I will gladly respond. Alright, you guys have a good night.